I'm Tom Layson, and this is a Northwest Now Digital Extra. The State Department of Children, Youth, and Family Services says about 278,000 kids in Washington need childcare, but only about a third of them have access. The state legislature recently invested almost $400 million into subsidies for families in drug court who are undocumented immigrants, have a disabled or tribal child, or have a parent that works in childcare or is involved in apprenticeship programs. But those categories probably don't include you or your adult grandchildren raising your grandkids. And that's why child care advocates say it's just a drop in the bucket. As Northwest Now Steve Kiggins tells us, a local nonprofit called Launch says funding shortfalls create long waiting lists and that families have few choices other than to leave the workforce or leave kids unsupervised.
Truly is a village, and everybody doesn't have that, and I'm learning that.
Single mom Julia Nelson counts her blessings. A Seattle Public Schools partnership with childcare nonprofit Launch folds her two kids into before and after school programs that allow her to work full-time as a nurse.
As a mother, to make sure your kids, when you drop your kids off to a place, that you don't have to worry about if they're okay, if they're safe, that's a whole different feeling.
Launch has been around for decades, operating programs from multiple locations in and around Seattle, creating supervised, safe spaces for kids pre-K up to 12 years old. The nonprofit says there are multiple reasons child care costs have continued rising over the years, but even bigger lately are challenges securing donations and grants. They've seen it push similar programs out of business.
I'm getting notifications on a weekly basis of this center is closing, this center is closing, that child care providers are just, we are not able to continue to run as businesses.
According to Launch's most recent report from the 21-22 school year, the nonprofit served 573 youth. 44% of those kids come from families earning low to moderate income. 56% of their kids are students of color. In that same year, Launch helped pay nearly $250,000 in tuition assistance for needy families, and that's up 50% from the previous year. Launch knows for every kid enrolled in its programs, many more get left behind without structured supervision.
They're very isolated. They're not kind of getting opportunities to be with peers in a non-school setting.
Middle class kind of gets the nastier end of the stick the most, because we want to work, we want to do things, we want to, go to work. We are some single parent homes, even two parent homes. The finances aren't meeting what we need. But we want to work. We don't want to sit on steady assistance.
Nelson believes Launch exposes her kids and peers to lessons taught beyond the classroom. But meeting the growing need and expense is a challenge that will keep more kids from benefits of trained staff, says Launch.
There needs to be some level of intervention from a governmental, local, Washington State, national. If kids don't have spaces to go after school, if there's no high quality preschool programs, if you can't put your infant into a space so you can go back to work, then it's going to lead to massive impact to our workforce.
In Seattle, Steve Kiggins, Northwest Now.
To see our full discussion about the child care crisis in Washington State, be sure to look in the Northwest Now digital section of kbtc.org. Northwest Now airs Friday nights at 7:30 right here on KBTC. And be sure to look for more digital stories like this one by following us on Facebook and Twitter at Northwest Now.